Hello and welcome to a continuation of our animation series. We just did the text animation, and if I scroll along the text you can see it brings in media arts. So now what we're going to do is we're going to animate shape layers that you did in Adobe Illustrator. So you have to make your own. This is what I've got to be animated around my media arts, and I actually had another word on top for my original one. So make your own Adobe Illustrator shapes. I would suggest just having a single line around it. You'll notice I've got this black. Before I import it, I would throw this away and you won't be able to see anything, but they are there. So I've done them with white lines, white strokes, and then I import it. So I'm just going to close this and I go into Adobe After Effects. And you would double click here to find it and import it, but I've already done it. You'll notice it's here. You grab your media arts title shape in Adobe Illustrator. Yours might not be called the same thing. Drag it in, it creates a layer for it, and I right click and I create shapes from vector layer. You'll notice it turns off the visibility immediately of the Adobe Illustrator, and it gets our shapes layer over here. You can reposition it if you need to by going to the transform and reposition it, or scale it if it needs to be scaled. You can do that. The contents, of course, there's each different piece is here. You're going to notice that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 different objects, and I've got 5 different groups. So let's animate the first one. I'm going to turn the visibility of all of them off so that you can see it. All it is a white line. And so I'm on group 1, and I'm going to go add, and I'm going to add trim paths. Now, if I open up the trim paths, you have to remember that the start, so I'm just going to change this. Notice the line goes around it. And then I'm going to change this, and it goes in an opposite direction. So to start with, we are going to turn them both down to 0, and I'm going to put a keyframe on the start. You'll notice there's a keyframe on the start. And remember, we went about 2 or 3 seconds. So then I'm going to move to there, and then I'm going to change this to 100%. So I'm going to click away. With it selected, it's hard to tell what it's doing. All right, let's try that again. This time I'm going to close down the groups. I'm going to turn the visibility of groups 2 on. I'm going to click on groups 2, and then I'm going to hit add, and I'm going to hit trim paths. And then I'm going to open up trim paths. We've got our start and our finish. And I'm going to start them both at 0. So now you notice you only see one of them. All right, and then this time I'm going to put in a keyframe there, and I'm going to move to about that same spot right here, and I'm going to change the end to 100. So let's click away so they're not selected, and they seem to be going in the same direction. I wanted them to go in the opposite direction. So I could try doing it the other way. All right, let's look at that. Then I'm going to go on group 3, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to go trim path. Forgot to turn the visibility of group 3 on, so that's the line. Then I'm going to open up my trim paths, and I'm going to start this at 0, and I'm going to click there. Again, move to about the same spot. Change that to 100. Click away, and there you have it. Now, I still had those 2 rounded rectangles, but I'll let you, you've seen it 3 times now, I'll let you animate your own lines. using Adobe After Effects. Thanks for watching.